What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Properties and Pour-Overs podcast. My name is Adam Colburn, and today we have our first returning guest, Miss Kathie Sonner. What's up, Kathie?
Hi, Adam.
How are you doing?
Glad to be back.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is exactly a 6-month check-in from our
Yes.
last interview. So what's gone on in the last 6 months? What's your business look like?
Well, we were working on that fix and flip last time we spoke, and that is complete. It is on the market.
Okay.
So kind of closing up shop on that.
Sure.
I had a big pivot over the summer. I'm really happy and excited to be moving into lending world.
Okay.
And working with private money lending, private money partners,
Nice.
working a lot with fix and flippers in the Subto community.
Okay.
So we bring together 100% financing for the fix and flippers that want to scale or do more than one a month,
Sure.
that are be able to do it without their own money.
Okay. Cool.
So-
And so I know when we spoke last, you were doing some wholesaling in Tennessee. Then you found this flip property. So now we're kind of closing that chapter of the book. You're not focusing on flips moving forward.
No, only
You're
in the
yourself.
realm that I'm providing
The funds.
the funds
Okay.
for the fix and flippers.
What brought on that change for you in your business?
It was an introduction actually on a Zoom call.
Okay.
One of our Zooms that we have many Zooms over the summer. I met
So many
someone
Zooms.
and
Yes.
it just opened the door to this opportunity.
Okay.
And I tell you what, it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
That literally it's like everything else gets set aside just so I can do that.
Love it.
Because it's that much fun
Sure.
for me. And
Yeah.
success follows joy. So
Totally,
I'm
absolutely.
going to follow that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, wholesaling is definitely a job. People
Yes.
think it's easy. It is very much not so. You can make a lot of money. It's a high-paying job, but there's a lot of work involved. And same with flips. I really enjoy the process of flipping houses, but the cash conversion cycle is painfully slow.
Yes.
And so, and I'm the one going to Home Depot and paying the contractors and things like that. The guys sitting more in the lender seat, because we use private money lenders on all of our projects as well. They just kind of fund the thing, go back to their normal lives, and then once the house sells, then they get a nice check, a little Christmas gift, right? And
Yes.
so I could definitely see that it's a little less stressful in that space. And so you're partnering with people in the Subto group. Are you raising the capital to then inject into these deals, or are you bringing your own funds to the table, or kind of a mix of both?
So it's like a white glove service.
Okay.
So we bring together the institutional loan, and
Gotcha.
then we find the private money lender that wants to be a part of the deal.
Kind of
for
fill the gap.
Yeah, that
Got
down
it.
payment, the
Okay.
gap lending.
Love it.
And we collateralize 2-to-1.
Okay.
So if a PML is bringing $50,000 to the table, then that PML is going to get a collateral property that is at least $100,000 or more in equity against that PML that they're loaning.
Sure.
And here's the beauty of that, because we have the borrower, the fix and flipper that comes in. They get zero money out of pocket. They can do their flip.
Sure.
They have a PML that comes in that covers their gap funding. And if they don't have collateral property on their own to collateralize that PML, they can JV with someone
Okay.
and have collateral provided by someone else. So right now I am in a JV partnership with a fix and flipper. He's done over 50 flips.
Okay.
So very, very well experienced.
Sure.
In fact, he's scaling to such a large space right now that the collateral that he himself owns is already backing up other loans that he has.
Got it.
So he came across this one. He needed a collateral partner.
Okay.
He's JV'd with me. My long-term rental
Nice.
is on the books for his PML.
Okay.
And he looks to make about $30,000 from the transaction, from the flip, probably
Yep.
be done in January. He only does cosmetic.
Okay.
And I get 20% of that
profits.
$30,000,
Got
the
it.
net profit.
Yeah, just for putting up your collateral, kind of like a credit sponsorship, but rather
Yeah.
than leveraging your credit score, you're leveraging your
Rental
properties that
property.
you own.
Yeah, it can't be a
Cool
it
strategy.
can't be a like.
Sure, of course, there has to be
someone's
equity
home.
there.
It has. There has to be equity, and it can't be someone's personal
Primary.
resident.
Okay.
Has to be an investment property.
Okay.
But it's wow, what a great way to increase cash flow on a rental. You
Yeah.
get your cash flow from it being a rental, and
Sure.
then rinse, wash, repeat. Keep using it as collateral with a trusted borrower.
Right.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because there is risk involved.
Of course.
I am subjecting my property
Yep.
to someone else's integrity
Right.
of finishing their fix and flip, paying off their PML,
Yeah.
and then giving me a satisfaction of lien on my property.
Yeah.
So there has to be a trust factor there.
Totally.
So we only work with experienced borrowers.
Yeah.
So they have to have at least 3 or more HUDs.
Okay.
They have to have a credit score of 700 or higher.
Okay.
And they have to have collateral partner, or either a collateral partner or collateral
Properties.
to put against it.
Sure.
Yeah. So if they have the HUDs and they have the credit, we can find a collateral partner for them.
Sure.
So we're looking for people that want to be collateral partners.
Yeah.
In this world. We're also looking for additional PMLs, PMPs. We have some larger projects. We have an RV park. We have a 68-unit hotel in Florida that we're getting funding for.
Amazing.
So, yeah, there's many different arms, you know,
Yeah.
in this world, but it's a lot of fun, and that's what I've really enjoyed, expanding
That's cool.
my horizons on this summer.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the model, and I haven't really heard of it being pitched in such a way where you're bringing in a JV partner solely for the purpose of collateralizing the loan. So you're still using like enterprise capital for the main funding source.
Yeah, we call it an institutional loan, but
Sure.
HML for,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. For
But that's a
simplicity.
really creative way to get around that gap. If it's not the money themselves, you're still protecting that gap lender. Because I've heard of plenty of stories where hard money is brought to the table, and then like that's kind of the role of a gator lender, right, to fill that gap. That's why they're getting a high rate of return, but there is still inherent risk that if something goes sideways, and the house gets foreclosed on, that the hard money lenders will get paid out because they're in first position, but there's a high likelihood that the second position may get some money but not their whole return back. But you're saying they're double collateralized, so there's no chance of loss for the lender, so they're much more protected. I think that's a
Yes.
great strategy.
And when they have, you know, collateral property, say it's not me partnering with them, say like this gentleman that already has all of his collateral with his other fix and flips,
Yeah.
he's not going to not perform on a $50,000 PML and then lose 100,000 equity
Of
property.
course. Yeah,
It's
you
just
have
not gonna
vested
happen.
interest in getting the property done on time, hitting those margins. And I mean, you're already kind of filtering out the newbie investor that can't underwrite correctly, that doesn't have their systems and processes in place, or the fly-by-night guys who are just kind of trying to slide into a deal and hope for the best, and if something goes south, then they just run away.
Yes.
Because there's a lot on the line. And so
Yeah.
by vetting those borrowers to get to that point, I feel like your success rate is going to be a lot higher than a lot of other connectors or just money partners that are bringing these type of deals to the finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. And
That's
if
awesome.
someone is brand new to the community and they want to get to a point where they can apply with us, we encourage, like, go out, find partners, find
Sure.
JV partners, you know, give them most the net if you have to. Just
Right.
learn the process, learn the steps, make
Yeah.
sure your LLC is on that HUD. So when you've gone through that 3 times,
Yeah.
you're now eligible on your own.
Sure. To be
And
the
also take care of your credit. Take care
Yeah.
of your credit score. It is important, you know, pay your bills on time.
Sure.
Make sure that is, it just makes doing business easier
Absolutely.
when you can show credibility in
Yeah.
that world.
Okay. And so, obviously, we're here at the Owners Club retreat. We're really leaning into Pace's vision of like a Mount Everest, this 3 to 5 year
Yes.
goal. Has that changed since our last meeting in Arizona, or do you have a little bit more clarity on it, or are you completely pivoting in that space as well?
Yeah, so my personal Mount Everest really did take a pivot as well. It was community camp that I did in Montana that was kind of the launching pad for a new space in that.
Gotcha.
And I have partnered with the Star Group, if you know Matt Starr and
Okay.
Carlos Garzon, and they have an amazing team out of Los Angeles.
Cool.
And together we are working to bring home ownership to underprivileged families
Okay.
that can't afford to get a loan from traditional means.
Got it.
So there's a huge need. There's
yeah.
a lot of people out there with a lot of cash in their mattress and would love to
It's-
own their own house, but they just can't qualify.
Yeah, or don't know these programs exist, and so you
Yeah.
can be that person to provide that solution for them. Yeah, I
Yes.
think the stat is pretty crazy. It's like 65% or something of loans that get like applications get denied or something. And so there's far more people that sit in that use case than not. So bringing something to the market that can solve that issue that runs rampant through the whole country, like I think that's an awesome goal to achieve.
Yeah, we'll be doing it with creative deals that maybe don't cash flow, but they'd make nice homestead properties.
Sure, yeah.
And we're taking it a level deeper, the way that these properties will be wrapped and the education resources that we will be walking these families through to learn about good credit, keeping their credit good,
Sure.
Taking care of the property, like really instilling that pride of ownership.
Yeah, absolutely.
And someone who's never owned a property
Sure.
may not be familiar in that space.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
I love it. Very cool. Is there any specific metrics that you guys are chasing over the next few years as far as how many new homeowners you create, or types of like a number of transactions you want to do, or
500 in 5 years?
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It may not look like 100 per year, but it might look like 50 next year and then 250 the following year.
You kind of get the momentum going, and I think that's an attainable goal over 5 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Very
cool. A lot of
cool.
lives changed.
Okay.
That'll
love it.
be huge.
Very cool. Okay. So somebody's got a creative deal, maybe they're working on, or potentially has somebody that's sitting in that seat. Maybe they are sitting in that seat where, hey, I would love to buy a home, but I can't get traditional financing. Where should they reach out to get in touch with you and your team?
They could reach me on Instagram. Pretty simple. It's my first and last name, Kathie Sonner, Kathie Sonner, and it's 0505. That's my birthday, Cinco de Mayo.
Love it.
You can reach me. Just hit me a DM on my Instagram is probably the easiest way.
Love it.
And then I'll filter you through the right paths to get you to that place.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're doing a whole bunch in this last 6 months.
Yeah.
I love to hear it.
It's a lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah,
very,
I'm excited
very
to see what you guys do over the next 6 months and into to 2025. So
well, just blink and we'll be at Squat Up Summit in
Right.
2025. We'll be doing our third podcast.
There you go.
Let you know where we're at.
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by, Kathie. It was great to catch up with you.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for watching. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until the next episode, I'll catch you later. Peace.